Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and you're about to watch the daily scan for Thursday, August 29th, 2013. Market affecting news on schedule for today, GDP 8:30 this morning, and jobless claims at 8:30. A couple of other things stuck in there as well. So the thing to watch with the jobless claims has to do with the labor force participation rate, and we will not get that latest number today, but that's a number that only comes out monthly, and that is a number that tells you what percentage of the U.S. population is working. The smoke and mirrors surrounding the jobless claims is that it's only people that are collecting unemployment that are actively looking for a job, not those that gave up looking and are living off of some other either government income or just plain out on the street or their savings or whatever. Alright, let's take a look at the foreign markets over in Asia. Those markets are closed. They're a nice positive up day over there, hanging around for the rounded off around 1%. And over in Europe, we're looking at roughly 0.5% to 1% to the upside. So some positive news there. So we will just jump right over to, let's see here. There we go. All right. Ooh, I forgot to shrink these. Let me shrink these. They are shrunk. Okay, looking at the futures, we're looking at a slightly up open. Gold is down a tad, 0.5%, and silver is down 1.5%, which is kind of a biggie. Oil is under 110, which is good news. I don't expect that to hold because there could be, boy, I don't know what's going to happen in the Mideast, but it could be a real big mess. Alright, let's take a look at our account here. I'm going to talk about this covered call here a little bit. Yesterday, Amazon triggered, and I got in on that. I got a 68-cent credit on this particular spread here, which is at 290 and 295, and it's a bear call. And we'll look at a chart on that later. But everything else is looking pretty good here. We'll probably take a little bit of a hit on these gold trades, but that's okay. This one here is due to expire this Friday, so we should be able to pretty much pull the max out of that. Let's see here. There we go. So this is expiring tomorrow, and that one is looking pretty good. And Goldman, are they due? No, they're next week. And then our SPY 10 AM trade. We'll look at that one. Oops, I got the A+ list up here. Boy, I wasn't ready this morning, was I? Okay, yeah, and that one is looking pretty good. Probably will pull 100% off of that one as well. I'll take those off of there, get rid of the clutter. Okay, and then we'll take a look at this gold. So the gold, the deal with the GLD, and that's that covered call I want to take a look at here. I just want to show you quickly what I'm going to be thinking about as this trade wears on sometime in the future, but to sort of like put one in the chamber, I guess you might say, is first let's look at, we're in September here. So first we'll look at our September holding. This column here is extrinsic value. So what this is telling us is that this particular strike has $2.49 of time value in it. As this approaches zero, as we get, if it's in the money, or even if it's out of the money, but if it's in the money, as it approaches zero, the risk of being called is greater. Now, at that time, you have to kind of figure out if you want to be called out or not. So, what would happen if you do get called out is that you would be at this max profit of $434 on this trade, and you would have to give up your shares. So they would take your shares and close your short strike. And of course there'll be, for Thinkorswim anyway, there's some transaction costs involved there. There's other brokers that don't charge, like Interactive Brokers, I believe they don't charge. But, you know, you charge $20 and you make 400 and some. There's nothing wrong with that. In my mind anyway. Just because I love this platform. Anyway, so that's what would happen at that time. But let's say that, you know, depending on where the price is here for GLD, let's say it's right around at the money or in the money, and only if it's in the money would you do this, sensibly anyway, is you would want to roll this. So you would want to buy back, we could say create a rolling order here. So we could buy this back, or we would actually collect a $1.35 credit if we rolled this into October. We could do that right now if we wanted to and collect another $135 on this. But really what you're doing is you're adding more risk to the trade. Another thing that you can do here is you can say, analyze closing this trade. You would cost you $4.80 to buy it back. And if you wanted to go to October, which I think is the only thing that kind of makes sense right now. Well, that's weeklies. I don't want weeklies. I want regular October. And you would want to sell that 134. So you would buy it back for $4.80 and then collect $6.05, which, you know, is a nice little bit of profit. But now you're extending yourself way into October. You're going to have to hold on to the trade until then. So it's just too early to roll it, but I just wanted to show you what it would look like if you wanted to do that when the time comes for rolling a covered call. Alright, now that's enough about that. I think I want to jump in and take a look at the A+ list. First up is Apple. Alright, we were hoping for a hook up here. We didn't get it, so we're going to wait a little bit. This is why we wait for these confirmations, why we put alerts in and things like that. So Apple may open up this morning. Yes, it's going to open up, so we're going to get a hookup. At least at this time, it's going to open up. Things may change after, say, the unemployment numbers. So I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen here at this time. I'm going to wait for the hook and then confirmation after that with another move up. Amazon, we are in on that with a bear call up here at 290. Our alert went off, and then it traded up. I still did get in though on this particular candle, and the time was 10:35. That's when I got in. So we're in on that, and we're just watching that one. Baidu. big green candle yesterday. We are in a very strong uptrend, but we have been trading sideways now for a while, and that makes me a tad nervous. Just a tad. We got some on the weekly here. The momentum is it's running out of gas, but the moving average is still moving up. We're running out of gas over here on the daily moving average on the MACD, but there is some short-term movement to the upside. So we have a higher high and a higher low here, and we may be moving to a higher high here. Let's see what we have for next week, because the juicy part of it is Monday. The market is not open here in the States, and it looks like we went to $1 wide spreads here. A delta of 27, say at 135. That's really tight. So we'll wait for these $1 ones here to do something. We'll take a look at it today. We're looking at probably no change on the open at the moment. What do we hear? We're at a delta of 9. So these $1 spreads are new. They just put them in overnight, so we have to wait for them to start trading. Not a lot of open interest here on the weeklies for Baidu, but fairly decent bid-ask spread, so that doesn't bother me too much. If we have a low open interest and wide bid-ask spreads, then that's a concern. These aren't too bad. Alright, so we're going to wait another day on that and maybe take a look at it during the day. We have Celgene up next. Alright, we're looking for a hook down here. It looks like it may be coming down and giving us what we need. Still have to wait and let that one mature a tad. We're pretty flat here on CF. No direction. So I'm going to take a pass on CF right now. Chipotle. Also in a consolidation. Not really going anywhere, although we have movement up here. We're getting a hook over here. I would like to see this give us a higher print for this week. So we're going to let this one mature a bit too. Yes. See, it's just, not doing anything. Now, when it's not doing anything, can you find a strike down here below the low? I don't know. What is that? That is like at probably 395. What are we looking here at 395? Delta of 27, and that's for next week. That is not too bad. And if we look at the credit on that is 92 cents at 395. We have a hook up here. We have movement up here. We have a hook up over here. I'm going to put an alert on this above the close of these bars here and see if we have that trigger for us. And if it does, actually I'm going to move this down. I'm going to move it down about there. Between just above the close, not above the close of any of these individual bars, but above the close of the day. Any signs here? 394.04 actually looks like it may open down, so we'll see. I want to take advantage of the free day of theta that we could collect on Monday, although they say it's usually calculated in there. Google, we have our double calendar here. It's at positive 46. We have this expires tomorrow. So let's see where that's going to end up. I'll do a little, probably some sort of recap on that over the weekend. If we look at a chart that doesn't look very hopeful, does it? I mean, looking at this trend, it doesn't look hopeful at all. And looking at bid ask, we have 200 shares traded. It may open up a little bit. So this may work out. Remember, we have to wait till the last minute of trading tomorrow if it's moving up to see if we can make any money off of this. All right. Otherwise, we're looking at a possibility of a bear call here, and it's not giving it to us. We don't have a good entry on this. So, probably want to just cancel this alert, because I wouldn't want to get in at the bottom of this point here. This would have been the place to get in. But we had a very flat moving average. So I think Google's kind of overall running out of gas, but I'm not going to chase it. So we're canceling this alert. Alright, moving right along. Goldman. We're in on Goldman. So far looking like a pretty good trade here. But no other opportunities to add to. LinkedIn consolidating as well, looking pretty strong. I'm going to put a target down here, see if it's going to give us an opportunity to get in. We're above zero over here, looking pretty strong overall. Look for another hook up here too and get that above zero. And a white dot here instead of a magenta would make me a little bit happier. MasterCard came right down to this 50 and we're bouncing on it. So are we going to move up? Don't know, but you know what? I'm going to put an alert on this. Yes, I am. So we came down here and hit the 50. Happens frequently. Happened over here. Almost happened here. And hopefully it happens here. And we can get in with one for next week. They are not there yet for us, so we're going to have to wait until later. So we'll take a look at that one at that time. Netflix, we have a calendar on that. We'll just take a look at that one. A simulated calendar anyway. Looking like as though it may or may not work out. We don't know. Our open here is 280 something, 85 or so. So it may start moving up. Max profits at 295. That's kind of a gigantic move. But looking at their chart, we might get a hook here. Let's see if we do. If we get a move up, we're going to get a hook up. So I'm going to go in just 1 day early on this, just because of the weekend. And look to see to do a bull put on that. Alright, we're almost done. Priceline. It's not doing anything. Too much red here. Too many conflicting signals. Moving average is up. Well, it's actually the only conflict here is this moving average. Everything else is looking down. So I want to put a target up here and see what happens. Tesla, is it still soaring? I didn't look at it yesterday. Nope, our alert is there. I think it's still valid. This is not like I'm not gonna like jump in on this or anything, but if we get, I'm just not sure about this. But if this triggers today, I'm going to come and take a look at it. And last but not least is Visa. And this trade would have worked out here. Down to, it's only worth a nickel at the 180 level here. That would have worked out nice. But it didn't do it. But that would have been successful. Alright, that's it for today. This is Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, and then there's a 3-day weekend. So thanks for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.